Kia ora, I'm NIWA climate scientist Nava for Dive. Climate change is happening. Rising seas are causing flooding and erosion. Aotearoa's glaciers are melting, and extreme weather is more frequent. Although climate change seems daunting, understanding what lies ahead helps us find solutions and new opportunities. NIWA has released updated climate change projections. Using our supercomputer, we downscaled coarse global climate models and incorporated local observations. This enables us to create bespoke climate projections for New Zealand at a much higher resolution of 5 kilometres. Let's see what these numbers mean for you, your whānau, business and communities. We look at two possible futures based on different social, economic and technology trends. These shared socio-economic pathways, or SSPs, considered questions like, when does global population peak? And is economic development dependent on fossil fuels or renewable energy? The first scenario is optimistic, with strong international cooperation and sustainability efforts. The second is less hopeful, with minimal action on emissions and limited global cooperation. By the end of the century, average temperatures could rise by around 3 degrees in the rockier scenario, but less than 1 degree if we follow the sustainable path. While these numbers may appear small, the changes shift the climate system and lead to more extreme weather. For example, Auckland currently averages 30 to 40 hot days a year. By the end of the century, there could be an additional 70 to 80 hot days per year under the Rocky pathway, but 20 to 30 more days if we work to stay on the more sustainable path. While some people across the country may relish more hot days, heat extremes can have detrimental impacts on human, animal and plant health. Warmer temperatures also bring new pests, weeds and diseases that previously couldn't survive our winters. Rainfall patterns are shifting too. Increasing westerly winds mean it's likely to get wetter in the west and south of New Zealand and drier elsewhere. So the country's wettest areas will get wetter and dry areas will get even drier. Changes in rain seasonality mean some areas will see less rain when it's needed most. Winter shows a strong signal of increased rainfall in the western South Island, with up to 30% more rain expected, while autumn and spring in the North Island could be substantially drier. A warmer atmosphere holds more energy and moisture, increasing extreme rainfall events. This will be most apparent for short duration events like intense thunderstorms, but we will also see increased rain totals and intensities during events like ex-tropical cyclones. Impacts from this include our roads being more vulnerable to floods, slips, coastal erosion and storm surges. Understanding these changes can help us design more resilient infrastructure. At the other end of the spectrum, longer dry spells are expected, and combined with rising temperatures will result in more droughts. This will put a strain on freshwater reserves, particularly in summer when streams will increasingly run dry. In the primary sector, rainfall projections are being utilised for effective irrigation planning, while temperature projections are used to understand changing growing seasons. We can identify new varieties and crops that will thrive in the changing climate. One recent project considered peanuts as a supplement to the staple kumara in Kaipara. In our energy sector, demand is shifting. Less heating is needed in winter, while more air conditioning is required in summer. NIWA collaborates with the electricity sector to forecast river flows for hydroelectric power generation, enhancing resilience to changing rainfall patterns. Sea level rise is certain regardless of emission reduction. A further increase of at least 20 centimetres is expected by 2050. The key question is, how much further will it rise? Sea levels a metre higher by the end of the century would affect the 2/3 of Kiwis who live within 5 kilometres of the coast. Councils and engineers use sea level rise projections to plan for erosion and storm surges and make adaptation decisions like encouraging mangrove growth, avoiding development in risky areas, or even informing managed retreat. We've discussed 2 pathways for our future, and there are others. While we don't know which will happen, understanding the possibilities helps us prepare and prosper. By working together with our whānau as a community and with strong international cooperation, we can still avoid the worst effects of climate change.